Good morning, students. How are you all? Today we are going to continue from where we stopped last week. Last week we did statistics. We look at concept of statistics. We look at definition of statistics. We look at types of statistics, usefulness of statistics, those that make use of statistics, and the overview of statistics as it is. Today we are looking at calculation of mean deviation, median, mode, range, and coefficient of range of ungrouped data. Remember, we have ungrouped data and we also have group data. So we are starting with ungrouped data. Now, I want you to see the meaning of each of the calculation, and before we go to the normal example. So I will show you the meaning, and at the same time I will show you the formula. So we are starting with mean. What do you understand by mean? Of course, mean is simply calculated. Mean is simply calculated as the ratio of summation of observations to the number of observations. The number of observations. What did I mean? What I mean is that anytime we are looking for arithmetic mean, it is always represented as x bar, and x bar is always summation fs over n under ungrouped data. Summation fs over n. Now this summation fs is what is known as sum of observation, while this n here is what is known as number of observation. So anytime you are asked to find the mean of ungrouped data, we make use of x bar equals to summation fs over n. Don't forget that x bar is also the same thing as arithmetic mean. It's just a symbol that we use to represent arithmetic mean. And arithmetic mean also can be called average mean. So whether we are referring to arithmetic mean or average mean, we are still going to make use of the same formula. Take note of that. So from the mean, now we go to the mean deviation. We move on to the mean deviation. Mean deviation. What do we understand by mean deviation? Now, mean deviation is mathematically defined as the ratio of summation of absolute values of the expansion to the number of observation. So now from the definition of mean deviation, I repeat again, is mathematically defined as the ratio of summation of absolute values of the expansion to the number of observation. From the definition, we can actually derive a formula. Mean deviation, I will shorten it as DEV, which is a summation of absolute value of x minus x bar. Remember, I told you that x bar is mean. That means that for you to find the mean deviation, you must know what your mean is over n. That is n. If you look at it, number of observation. So n here means number of observation. As you can see also from the mean, that n means number of observation. These absolute values, just we change any value, any negative value to positive value. Why positive values remain the same? Please take note of that. So that is the formula for finding a mean deviation. That is summation of absolute value of x minus s bar over n. Now, leaving that, then we can now move on to median. As you can see on the screen, median. You can see the next thing is median. Good. Now, if you look at median, when we talk of median, what do we understand by median? Tell me. Median. Now, of course, we are told that median is the middle number of any set of values or any set of observation. So, however, I'm still going to make use of that same definition for that. So, anytime you see median, it means median. It means middle. It means is the middle value of any set of numbers, Okay, we still have to discuss a lot on the median, because median also has its own formula. Now, I want you to take note of this. Now, if a set of numbers of observation, I will use n to represent set of numbers of observation. As you can see from the formula here, n is always number of observation, even from the mean. So if the total set of numbers, let's say if the total set of number odd values, take for instance, maybe you are given like 11 numbers, then 11 is odd. So if we have n as odd value, then the formula we are going to use in finding median is going to be m plus 1 over 2. Then we have th. So that is the median for you. That is value of observation in ascending order. What do I mean by this? Ascending order. That means that anytime you are looking for median, it's always advisable that you write those set of numbers from the smallest to the greatest, or from the smallest to the largest. So that means that if you are given a kind of set of numbers that is not properly arranged, then there is need for you to rearrange it, maybe starting from the least number then to the highest number. So it is always advisable we do that anytime we are looking for median, or anytime we are looking for middle value of any set of number. So if by the time you count those set of numbers and we have odd values or odd numbers, we are going to make use of this formula. You will see that when we are dealing with the examples. So, but if our n is odd, if our n is even, then the median, you can use m to represent the median. The median will be value of value of n over 2, value of n over 2 th observation plus value of n over 2 plus 1 th plus value of n plus 1 th observation. Yes, you may not really get what I'm saying now, but by the time I pick example on that, then you'll be able to understand what I'm trying to pass across. Please, you will permit me to just give one example under this median, so that you can be able to make use of this formula giving. Now let's take, for instance, let's say we have data like 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12, and then I want to make use of 4, and let's say I want to make use of 11. Now if you look at this, by the time you count this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you know that 8 already is an even number, so our n is 8. But you cannot just work it that way. You know, I told you the other time that there is need for you to rearrange your number in the ascending form. So ascending form, you are going to start from the least, that is the lowest, 2. Then the next number is going to be 4. The next number is going to be 4, followed by 6, followed by 8, followed by 9, followed by 11, and I think that is 12. Yes, so that is how many? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 numbers. So how do we now get the median of this set of numbers? We can use the formula, or at the same time, if we don't want to make use of the formula, then you just maybe you cancel this part, 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 then you'll be left with 8. But if you still want to make use of the formula, then you go back to this place. You know, you can see where n is even, we are going to make use of this formula. That means that to find the median of this, now median can use m to represent it. I told you other time is n over 2th. N over 2th. Now what is n here? We have 8 over 2. You know, n here is now representing total number of observation, or total number of values in that set of given data. So 8 over 2 th, you can see, plus value of n over 2 plus 1 th. So that is going to be 8 over 2 plus 1 th. So you can see, and then we move on. You can see 8 over 2 plus 1 th. So we move on with that. We have m will now be equals to 8 over 2 th is a fourth observation, that is the fourth values we observe, then plus 8 over 2 plus 1. 8 over 2 is 4 plus 1, that is 5. So plus the fifth observation, observation, then all over what? All over 2. All over 2. So here our median will just be, so what is the fourth observation there? Our fourth observation is 8. Fourth observation is 8 plus the fifth observation. Sorry, fourth observation is 6. We are making use of the rearrangements on. So 6 plus then the fifth observation is 8 over what? Over 2. So therefore 6 plus 8 is 14 over what? Over 2. And what is 14 over 2? What is 14 over 2 there? 14 over 2 is 7. 14 over 2 is 7, as you can see. 14 over 2 is 7. 7 is the answer here. So that means our median is 7. Our median is 7. But if you think that going through that stress is much, you can just say, okay, after we have rearranged the value as 2, 4, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11, 12, you can just cancel this, cancel this, cancel this, cancel this. In order for you to get the middle number, cancel this, cancel this. So we are left with 2 numbers in the middle. So because we are left with 2 numbers, you have to add the 2 numbers together. It's plus 8, then divide by 2, and that will give you 14 over 2, which is equals to 7. Though it's always advisable you use this method rather than the first one, because the first one, if you cannot remember the formula very well, then you might be facing some challenges. So any of the two it is still welcome. Okay, so we are done with a median. Then how do we get our mode? Our mode, yes, our mode, very important. Now when we are referring to mode, what does mode means, or what is mode all about? Of course, we are told that mode is the value of observation. Mode is the value of observation. Is the value of observation which occurs at maximum number of time. Which occurs at maximum number of times. Yes, we can obtain our mode, and we can identify our mode by saying that okay, so number comes up many times more than the other. So we can also, even from what we have here, we can obtain our mode. Which number occur most from this set of numbers? We discover that 2 appear once, 6 once, 8, 9, 12, and others. The only numbers that appear 2 times is 4. So 4. So from this set of data we have, we can say that our mode is 4. Our mode is 4. So I'm still making use of this set of data. And at times we can have some numbers occurring the same time. Take for instance, you have example like let's take for instance, we have example like let's say 1, 4, 3, 1, 2, 1, 6, 3, and 3. Let's see. Now if you look at this, we observe that 1 occur how many times? 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And we also observe that 3 also occur how many times? 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So in that situation, we have 2 mode, and 2 mode in statistics is called bimodal. So it's possible you have 2 mode in statistics. So our mode here, of course, we can represent our mode with any value, but mostly we make use of z to represent our mode. So our mode in this kind of question is 1, 3, because each data here or each number here occur the same time. So that is our mode. So of course, when we have 2 mode like that, it is refers to bimodal. Then at times you can also have multimodal. Multimodal is a situation whereby we have 3 or more than 3 sets of data occurring at the same time. Yes, like maybe you have maybe 4 occurring 7 times, 6 occurring 7 times, 9 occurring 7 times. We have 3 like that. So in that situation, we just bring out those numbers occurring same time. But always remember that if you have a situation like that, it is called multimodal. So take note of that. Now, from what we have again, we have range. We have range. Please, I want you to understand that concept very well. Range. Now, what is range? Now we have been told that range is the difference. We have that already. You should know that even right from GSS 3. The range is the difference between the largest and between the largest value and lowest value So that means that range is always L here is representing the largest value minus X. So range is the difference between the lowest value and the largest value and the smallest value. So L is representing the largest value while S is representing the lowest value. So if I am to find the range in this set of data here, what is the largest value? The largest value is 6. So I will just say, okay, the range here is 6 minus, then what is the lowest value? 1. So 6 minus 1 will give us 5. So the range in this set of ungrouped data is 5. Now you want to find the range in the other one given, that is this one, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12, 4, 11. The range is good. What is the highest value there? 12. 12 minus, then what is the lowest value? The lowest value is 2. So 12 minus 2 is 10. So to find the range is very simple. Alright, then we now go to the last part here, coefficients of range. Now coefficient of range. Coefficients. Okay, let me divide this into 2. Coefficients of range. Okay, now if you also find coefficient of range, the formula is simply the formula of coefficient of range. I will write as C of R. C there means coefficient and R means range. So C of R equals to L minus S, that is largest value minus lowest value, over L plus S. That is largest value plus lowest value. That is just the formula for finding a coefficient of range. So when you come across a question and the question has to find coefficient of range, then this is the formula you are going to use. It's very simple. Just like you have a set of data, let's say we have 3, 4, 8, 2, 1, and 6, and then you have to find the coefficients of range. Sorry that I'm using that letter to represent the word coefficients. So now how do you find it now? Okay, coefficient of range, remember the formula that is L minus S over L plus S. So what is L? It is the largest value. So the largest value here is 8 minus, what is S? Lowest value, that is 1 over, you don't need to disturb yourself, just say 8 plus 1, because LDM means largest value plus lowest value, and that will give you 8 minus 1 is 7 over 8 plus 1 is what? 9. That is how to find the coefficient of range. Okay, now let's now take one example, and that example I will use it to answer all the questions. Yes, just one example. So how will my example look like? Okay, let me say we have a data like this. So example, let's say okay, I just say find or calculate, anyone, find the mean, median. I will make sure that mean deviation, let me use mean deviation. I want to capture everything mentioned in the question. Mean deviation, median, mode, yes, range and coefficient of range from the following data. Okay, all right, now I will give the data now. Let's say the data is 3, 4, 2, 6, 5, 9, 2, and let me say 4, and here I want to add more 2 to this place. Okay, so I'm starting with mean. Don't forget that mean can also be called average mean or arithmetic mean. Apart from average mean, we also have other mean. We have harmonic mean, geometric mean, and some other mean like that. Maybe if time permits us, by next time I'm going to explain to you on the difference between geometric mean, arithmetic mean, and the harmonic mean. But here what we are dealing with is arithmetic mean. As a matter of fact, if they did not use any word and they just ask you to find the mean we are going to make use of is arithmetic mean, because the other mean, they will mention it, they will state it specifically that this is the kind of mean they are referring to. But for the average mean, it's not necessary they use the word arithmetic, they can just use the word mean. So the mean here, based on our formula, remember that the symbol of mean is S bar, and that will be summation fx over n. Now, how do we do this? Summation fs over n. Now, for this, if you like, you can create a table, and if you don't want, you may leave it that way. If you want to create a table, it's very simple. You just say, okay, each of the value is known as x, and then here is f, that is the number of times it occurs. So from there, our x here is each value. Let's pick each value. We have 2, we have 3, we have 4, I think we have 5. What other one do we have? We have 9. Remember in the last class I said we can tabulate our data. So what I'm doing now is an example of tabulation. So I'm tabulating the data given so that it will make my work to be neat. Now those numbers given are 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. Then how many times does 2 occur? How many times? 3 times. So I have 3 as the frequency. FDM is frequency. How many times does 3 occur? Once. How many times does 4 occurs? 2 times. And what of 5? 1. Oh, 6. Sorry, 6 is here. Then after 6, I think after 6 is 9. How many times does 6 occur? Once. And 9. How many times? 9. 1. So then the next thing from here is fx. Fx means f times x, and don't forget that fs is still the same thing as xf. So if I write fs, if I write sf, I still mean the same thing. So fs means I'm going to multiply my frequency by the x, by the score, or by the data. So frequency, that is 3 times 2, we have 6. 3 times 1, we have 3. 2 times 4, we have 8. 1 times 5, 5. 1 times 6, 6. 1 times 9, 9. Okay, so we are moving gradually. Now we are going to sum up, because this sign here means summation. We are going to sum up fs, so we are going to add all this together. So if you add all this together, that is summation fs, we add everything together. So 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 8 is 17, 17 plus 5 is 22, 22 plus 6 is 28, then 28 plus 9 is 37. So we have 37 here. Okay, and n here means total number. N here is also referring to f. This is still the same thing. So summation fs over n, you can still say summation fs over f. Okay, because it's total number of data given. So our n here, which is named as f, is 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 2 6, 7 8 9. So we are given 9 data. You can also obtain your n from the question by counting 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. You see, you can see that. So eventually I will now apply my formula. S bar equals to summation fs. I've gotten summation fs. Have I gotten that? Yes. Summation fs is adding fs together, addition of everything by the time we multiply the frequency by each data. So I have 37. So my summation fs here is 37 over then n, total number of frequency, over 9. So my mean, which is my x bar, x bar is same thing. That is 7 divided 9. I think that will be 4, because 9 times 4 is 36. So 4 whole number 1 over 9. So I've gotten the mean. Okay, now we will now move on to the mean deviation, because that is the next thing. Mean deviation. Mean deviation. I hope you can still recall the formula for mean deviation, which is a summation absolute value of x minus x bar over n. Summation absolute value of x minus x bar over n. Okay, we can create a table for that too. Table helps us to present our work in a neat and in a dignified way. So we have x and then we have x minus x bar. So when we are done, we just add it together like summation x minus x bar. So when we are done, we just add everything together. So now our x here, we have to take it one by one. So our x in the first value, permit me to take the lowest value first. So we have 2. After 2, I think we also have another 2, because at this point we have to arrange our work. Unlike mean, we have to arrange our work one after the other. So we have 2 2, the next one we also have 2, and then followed by 3, followed by 4. We have 2 4 from the data given, and followed by 5, followed by 6, and lastly we have 9. So the next thing is that we are going to be taking the score minus the, what is that s bar? That is mean. So 2 minus, what is our mean? Yes, very important. What is our mean? Our mean is 4 number 1 over 9. But because of this calculation, I will advise we convert this to decimal number. I will advise you convert it to decimal number. So from here, instead of putting it in mixed number, then you can convert to decimal number so that I can quickly get your value. So 37 divided 9 will give us 4.1. So 37 divided 9 will give us 4.1. 4.1. Okay, so that's how you'll be doing it. So 2 minus 4.1, 2 minus 4.1, 3 minus 4.1, 4 minus 4.1, 4 minus 4.1, 5 minus 5.1, 6 minus 5, 5 minus 4.1, 6 minus 4.1, and lastly 9 minus 4.1. Okay, so I will now take each value and we start subtracting it. So 2 minus 4.1, if you use your calculator to check it there, please endeavor to use a good calculator. Don't use Bakwoku calculator. So we have 2 minus 4.1. That will give us minus 2.1. So minus 2.1 will be the results. I'm sorry that I'm redoing it here so that you can be able to see. But when you are doing your work for me, please, your answer is needed directly here, not in the other part here. You just need to write your answer here. But because I'm trying to explain so that I can be able to get it, that was the reason why I'm putting it this way. So 2 minus 4.1 is minus 2.1. I don't need to calculate this one again because it will give me the same value. And this one will also give me the same value. So the other one is now 3 minus 4.1. So 3 minus 4.1 will give us minus 1.1. Minus 1.1. Then followed by 4 minus 4.1. That will give us minus 0.1. Minus 0.1. Then 4 minus 4.1 again, minus 0.1 here. Then 5 minus 4.1. That will give us 0.9. 0.9. Then 6 minus 4.1. That should be 1.6 minus 4.1. So that will give us 1.9. 1.9. Then lastly, 9 minus 4.1. Please, you have to use your calculator carefully. So 9 minus 4.1 will give us 4.9. 4.9. Okay, after that we now go to absolute value of x minus s bar. Please, I told you the other time that don't repeat it here on the table. I'm supposed to write the answer directly here, but for explanatory sake I have to explain it this way so that you'll be able to get it. So all these values supposed to be here, while absolute value of s minus s bar supposed to come here. So I'm taking absolute value of s minus s bar because it's from the formula. So this absolute value help to convert all negative number to positive number. So absolute value of minus 2.1 will give us 2.1 here. This one will be 2.1 here because that means like you are putting minus 2.1 inside this value, inside this sign here. So it changes all negative number to positive number while the positive numbers remains the same. So here is 2.1, 1.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.9, 1.9. You know, positive values still remain the same. Then 4.9. Now we are getting to the last part. So the next one from the formula is summation of absolute value of s minus s bar. That means we have to sum up all this one together. So we have to sum up everything together. So how do we sum up this together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 9, that is 15. 15 plus 9, 24. Then 24 plus 9 is 33. So write 3, remainder 3. Now 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 plus 1, 7. 7 plus 1, 8. 8 plus 4, 12. Then 12 plus 3, that is 15. So here is going to be 15.3. And then we now look at frequency. Now because n there means total number of frequency. What is the total number of frequency? So our total number of frequency is going to be 9. I think we have done that before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So n is 9. So from there we can now apply the formula of mean deviation. I will write it as m dot d, mean deviation, which is 15.3 over 9. So 15.3 over 9. If you look at your calculator, then it will give you 1.7. Okay, so 1.7 is the mean deviation for this set of data. Then the next thing we are to look at is median. Median. What is median? I've told you the other time that median is any set of middle number. Of course, you can use the formula or you use the alternative method. So how do you get median for this? Now if you look at this, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So from median now, n, which is 9, is an odd number. N, which is 9, is an odd number. So for odd number, you can actually use n plus 1 over 2 th, which is n here is 9 plus 1 over 2 th, and that will be 9 plus 1, that is 10 over 2 th, and that will be 10 over 2 is a fifth, that is going to be 10 over 2 is going to be 5. That is the fifth position with this th. That means that for this value we can actually trace it and get our middle number. So if I want to trace the middle number here now, I will just go to those set of data. After rearranging it in ascending order, I will count it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the fifth observation. So that means that my middle number is going to be the fifth number in the data. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 4. So the median here is 4. Median is 4. If you don't want to stress yourself, do the normal cancellation method. You cancel the first and the last, cancel the first and the last, cancel the first and the last, cancel the first and the last. Then you can see that here we still have 4 as the middle number. That is our median. Then the next thing I want us to look at is the mode. Mode. To get mode is very simple. Mode. That mode means the most occurring number. And which one is the most occurring number here is 2, because 2 appear how many times? 3 times. And you can see it from the question also. 1, 2, 3. You can see. So mode is 2 because it appears 3 times. And then also we move to range. What is range? How do we get our range? Now, to get our range is that we make use of the range. Remember the definition, that is the difference between the largest number and the smallest number. So what is the largest number from the question? If you can remember, the largest number is 9. Then minus what is the lowest number is 2. So 9 minus 2 is 7. So that is the range. Then the last question is a coefficient of range. Coefficient of range. Coefficient of range. Remember the formula. Coefficient of range. The formula coefficient of range is largest number minus lowest number all over largest number plus lowest number. So largest number minus lowest number, and largest number here is 9 minus smallest number or lowest number is 2 over 9 plus 2, and that will give us 9 minus 2 is what? Is 7 over 9 plus 2 is what? Is 11. So that is how to find coefficient of range. So when you are done, you have your assignment already. Go and check your assignments in homework following the normal process in the school portal. But before going there, come to discussion room and let us discuss on the area you are having difficulties. Thank you and God bless you.